starting a new series here on my channel, which is the back to school series. There's going to be 3 episodes under the series. Basically it's just gonna be back to school content because I enjoy making that, and I hope you guys enjoy it. And make sure that you support this channel, make sure that you subscribe down below, and you share this video with your friends, and yeah, love. So you want to be that student in 2024. In this video I'm going to show you exactly how to be that student in 2024. You're ready to be an academic weapon this year, to come in with flames, you know, or winter dust. And you know which student I'm talking about. You know that student who has it all together. They're very organized and they seem like they're not even trying. Study ahead. Studying ahead is really the trick here, because when you study ahead topics that your teacher is yet to teach, then you have your own understanding, and then when the teacher finally teaches that, it will serve as the revision to you. You'll know what, okay, I have my own understanding of the concept. Now I'm going to the lesson and I'm going to hear the teacher's understanding on the lesson, and then I can combine those together. It also sharpens the memory. It also deepens your understanding. Like, it's a really good thing to study ahead so that you have more chances of understanding the concepts that are being taught. Go easy to make sure that you're on track. You're studying ahead topics that are in your syllabus. You can go to www.education.gov.za and you can find ATPs for a lot of subjects for each grade, for grade 10, 11, 12. You can download ATPs, and there's also for other grades, grade 8s, grade 9s, down below, those lower grades also. Like, I really want to touch on pride, and I know one of you guys is really watching this. One of you guys, I'm sorry, I have a bone to pick with pride. Some of you are like,
oh well, from grade 8 I was always the it girl. I was always passing with 90s and 80s. From grade 9, from primary.
Girl, you are going to fail. Like, don't have that mentality that I'm always smart, like no matter what happens I'm not gonna fail. You are going to fail. Like, failing is really possible. Like, I'm not jinxing you. Failing comes really easy. Don't feel like you're already there. Humble yourself, calm down. Like, you're already gonna pass already before you even write. No, it's not guaranteed. You will fail if you don't study. So don't ever relax. Don't ever feel like, you know what, I am the it girl, academically gifted. No, it does not work like this. You will get humbled. Trust me. Get rid of that right now. Work hard, study. Even if you are blind, even if you are like the it girl, make sure that you sharpen that your gift, because talent alone isn't enough. Talent alone isn't enough. You need work ethic. You need to work, right? Don't slack off. The third tip to be that student, make sure that you align yourself with smart people. You should surround yourself with people you want to be like. If you want to pass, surround yourself with people who are really already passing, people who you want to be like in terms of school and all of that. Be around them. Group projects, group tasks, you want to make sure that you are in a group with people that are really working, that are really hard workers, that are really achievers, you know, that will really push you in a good way. They will apply pressure on you, but in a good way, because you will also be like, no, I need to step up. Like, I need to be with like these people. Like, they're really just normal people like me. Why can't I do it? So they will pull you up in a way, and you'll also be in the same class that they are. I'm not saying that you should make them your friends. Listen, familiarize yourself with them, have connections with them. It's a highly good investment, and I recommend that you invest in people who are already hard workers, achievers, and all of that, because they will pull you up in a good way, and they will push you to also be like this. Just have connections with them, and just familiarize yourself with them. Just be friendly to them. Being friendly does not mean I want to be your friend, just that I want to just align myself with you. You don't have to hang out with them always. No. Good interactions in exam season. Do a lot of past papers. These really help. Examiners sometimes tend to repeat the questions, so you might be in luck. Maybe 2 questions in the exam are repeated, then you are surely like guaranteed to nail them. There's a lot of websites. I'm gonna put them on the screen. One being stanmorephysics.com, testpapers.co.za. There's a lot of apps. There's the mobile app, just to test yourself. Like if it's like a 2-hour paper, set a 2-hour timer, write the test as if you don't copy, don't do all of that. Write the test, the full test, mark for yourself. If out of 100 you got 54, work on it. Do a lot of past papers until you feel like, until you score marks that you want, that you're aiming for in the real test. So let's just say I want 70% in the real test. My first past paper, I did it, I got 49%, right? It's not where I exactly want to be, so meaning that it's not guaranteed that I'm gonna achieve the goal. So I'm always like continuously going to do the past papers until I reach the mark that I am aiming for in the real test. Don't underestimate the power of past papers. Some they repeat them and they prepare you for the real test. They are really a good measure of how ready you are to have other sources of education, especially if you constantly complain of not understanding your teacher. Don't rely on your teacher only. There's a lot of YouTube videos, educational YouTube videos. Miss Angler for life sciences, there's Kevin Miss Science for maths, there's the chemistry tutor for chemistry and maths. There's a lot of education, free education here on YouTube. So utilize that, use that to your own advantage, and have it as another source, as a backup source for education. And another source you could have is study guides. The Kevin Smith study guide for maths and for other content subjects like physics and life sciences. I really recommend the 3-in-1s. Imagine this: you have those study guides, you have your teacher, you also have YouTube education. So you have the weapons now. You have the weapons to make really deepen your understanding, because imagine you're depending on all of these 3 sources while somebody else is really depending on one source, which is their teacher. So at that time they don't understand. They're already far ahead and you're already in that process of becoming that student. Next thing is to find study methods that works for you. Tell me who's dumber. I'm giving you a scenario. Tell me who's dumber here, right? So there's Tato, right? Tato here studies 4 hours a day, right? He studies math and physics 4 hours a day. So then here we have Tseho, right? Tseho comes back home to study 2 hours a day, right? But then in that 2 hours, Tato is able to understand, to fully understand, because he found what works for him. He uses blurting, he uses active recall, versus Tato. Tato just opens a book, stares at it, and just continuously, page through until 4 hours is done. Tell me who's dumber. Tell me who's most likely to walk out of the study session with more understanding. So what I'm really trying to emphasize here with the scenario is that you should prioritize studying effectively than studying longer hours. Like as in business it goes, quality over quantity. Like the amount of time you study is not equivalent to how much you will be able to understand. Study more effectively in your time. Expect Sarah Rav. I'll link her. She really gives people good study processes, because we're all different. We're all gonna understand differently with the certain processes. Try to find systems that work for you, study methods that work for you, so that you're not wasting your time, so that you avoid studying 4 hours with nothing. So imagine in 2 hours time, Tseho managed to surpass the amount of work that Tato did in just 4 hours. Crazy, because Tseho knows what works for him. Tseho knows, or no, you know what, I'm gonna use this method. I'm gonna read the book, I'm gonna close the book, I'm gonna write everything that I remember, because I know it works for me. After that I'm gonna do this, because he has a solid strategy that he knows works for him to find study processes that work for you. And that's why I'm recommending Sarah Rav and Learn to Save Time. Being that student is really being able to manage time, do everything under that time that we have. Also, speaking of time, I want to jump into another point, which is spending your time much more wisely. So on weekends, make sure that you spend your time wisely. Make sure that those 48 hours are spent correct and you have used your time correctly as that student. Catch up on work that you were not able to understand during the week, make sure that you finish assignments, or maybe you finish homeworks that you were given. Just make sure that you organize yourself, and you can also maybe review the next week's work. You can review work that you're going to be doing for the next week. As that student does not miss anything. Like, they don't miss anything, and they're quite prepared for anything, because you know what, they will go extra miles to make sure that they have all the information they can possibly get. By doing that, if there's any extra classes, extra morning classes, afternoon classes that are orchestrated by the school or maybe organized by your teacher, make sure that you go there, because they spill things that they are unable to spill them during the week or maybe during the period. So make sure that you attend extra classes, make sure that you attend morning classes, afternoon classes, make sure that you avail yourself there, and make sure that you're already eager to learn so that you can save your marks. Imagine having information from morning classes and afternoon classes, and also during periods, and also Saturday classes. You are definitely destined to be that student. Like nothing will really challenge you if you have that information. Make sure that you get enough rest. Like, make sure, at least, I know that school is really draining, and I know that school is really tough, and to get 9 hours of sleep each day is really sort of like impossible. But then make sure that you get at least 6 or 7 hours plus of sleep before you go to school, because you need energy, you need focus. You don't need worry like for the first 2 periods of the day you're focused, and then for the next period you crash or you sleep in class. That is not something that we do not want. Have you ever, like, can I ask you this, have you ever saw that student sleeping in class? Just envision someone who's like really hardworking, who's always getting, is a straight A student, who's always getting 90s and 80s. Have you ever seen them sleeping in class? Have you ever seen them sleeping in class? No. So make sure that you get adequate sleep. If you're really a sleep lover, make sure that on weekends you extend your sleeping hours to kind of like make up for the hours that you lost during the week. You are going to pass, you are going to get 90s, you are going to get 80s, you are going to be that girl or that boy, you know, you are really going to do it. And one thing that I want to clear out is that me sitting here telling to you these tips of how to be that student in 2024 really doesn't help if you are gonna watch it and then click off it and then go to do things that you already did. So make sure that you, as much as I'm saying these to you, make sure that you really go out to make these possible, make these a reality. It's really all up to you, it's really all in your hands. Anything that you get, the results that you get, if you get 30s, 40s, it's really the result of your doing. Like, it's really, you are the cause, you are the one to blame. Don't blame, oh, I can't sleep, oh, I don't know how to study. No, it's really you, and you can change that. You can change that narrative. You know what, I'm gonna be that student, I'm gonna get 90s, I am going to, you know, have that thing. Everything that I do is really going to determine what is the end results. What I give is what I'm going to get. So if you give 100%, if you give all of the tips that I've put in this video, if you give studying every day, if you give like all of it, you are surely going to be that student. You're surely going to pass, and I wish you luck, and I wish you all the best. May God be with you. Another bonus tip I'd say is that make sure that you include God in everything. Before you study, make sure that you pray, say a little prayer, be like, God, please help me understand the learning material in front of me so that I could achieve my goals that I've set for myself. Like, be a genuine person and include God, because God hears you and God sees you while you're like struggling and you're crying over your bad marks. Really pray and include God in your academics, and you sure will pass, and you sure will have all the tools now to be that student in 2024. So guys, be sure to watch my next video. Make sure that you stay tuned for the content that's coming up. the school content that's going to come up for the rest of January. So it's going to be for the rest of January to get you kind of cozy and comfortable in your back to school season. Down below you can comment suggestions, or maybe like any questions that you have. I will try at my best to answer you and make sure that you are attended to and you are helped. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Ching really goes a long way, and thank you for clicking on this video. Thank you so much, and until next time, I'll see you. Bye.